News, we've been hearing Brad talk about all of the heat that's headed our way. And if you've been following the news, it seems like everyone's talking about the heat dome that's settling into place. So if you're not from here, you might not be used to the extreme heat. And oh boy, this is Texas preheating, really, is what we call it. Dr. Fahmi Farah is a medical expert and a board-certified invasive cardiologist based in Texas, here to talk about the heat wave and some of the warning signs of heat stroke.
Extreme fatigue, feeling of dizzy spell, shortness of breath. Sometimes people can also have chest pain and things like that.
And that is after being out in the sun for a prolonged amount of time.
That is correct. Prolonged amount of time. Sometimes people can have syncopal episode, which means they can actually pass out from the electrolyte abnormalities and things like that. And one of the bigger concerns is actually, overheating. That's one of the signs of heat stroke. People can get into hyperthermia, and that could be dangerous.
Is it true that drinking water leading up to a day where you may know that you're going to be outside for a long period of time, is that helpful, sort of pre-hydrating?
Pre-hydration is always a great idea, especially if you're going to be in outdoor areas. But even with pre-hydration, when it gets into the really hot summer months, the best way is to avoid prolonged exposure to heat, because honestly, it doesn't take very long for people to get heat exhaustion and get into situations like heat stroke. So if you have any of those signs, warning signs, the first thing to do is to remove yourself from that heat exposure and then call for help.
If we notice someone around us who is struggling and we realize, oh, this might be heat stroke, what's the very first thing we should do?
First thing would be to remove them from that exposure. Try to put some cooling blankets on them. Try to cool the body down while calling for help.
Our Dr. Farah, thank you for your time with us this morning on WBAP. We appreciate it.